The story kicks off with an eerie skeleton looking all bony and fierce as it gets ready to swing its weapon. Things are looking pretty grim with smoke and chaos all around. You can almost hear the spooky soundtrack playing in the background. As the skeleton warrior does its thing, people are seen screaming and running for their lives. The panic is real, folks. Flames are lighting up the scene, and it's clear that things are getting out of hand fast. Then we catch a glimpse of this massive hulking figure with a chain. It's none other than the Demon of Teros, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of many. He stands tall amidst the destruction, ready to unleash even more chaos. The scene shifts to a shadowy figure lurking in the background. This mysterious person is watching all the carnage unfold, and guess what? Amidst a landscape painted in ominous shades of red and purple, a mysterious figure with a hood and sharp attire chuckles with satisfaction. It was worth all the trouble making that. Enter Han Ji-yuk, the Demon of Teros and champion of the Allied forces. Dressed in a detailed dark ensemble with intricate patterns, he stands tall, exuding an aura of power and mystery. Nearby, we find Teros, the summoner and archmage, expressing concern. Ji-yuk-nim, why is it that every single time we go into battle, you insist on coming with me? As Teros questions Han Ji-yuk's motives, the latter replies, "You're the one who summoned me, aren't you? Then it's only fair you stay by my side and see how well I fight." Teros, looking somewhat overwhelmed, pleads, I've seen more than enough, so please. But Han Ji-yuk counters with a reminder, I've always told you, haven't I? Suddenly, the scene shifts to a distressed young man with vibrant blue eyes and a face marked with lines of stress. If you drag someone into this mess, you should at least take responsibility. Enough? What does that even mean? Revealing more of his past, Teros reflects on his plight. I was pulled out of my home while I was napping, thrown into some war I didn't even understand, and forced to fight for 30 years. With a sense of resignation, Teros continues, in this shadowy world, two cloaked figures chatted up. One of them, with a voice full of sass, says they're only helping because it's the quickest ticket back to Earth. Priorities, am I right? The scene shifts, and it looks like things are heating up. The ground's cracking, and shadows are looming. What's brewing in this mysterious world? Eyebrows raised, someone's clearly had enough of the chit-chat. They snap, telling their companion to stop nagging. Suddenly, a monstrous roar fills the air. Enter the big bad monster, the Demon King, in all his grotesque glory. He's got teeth where teeth shouldn't be and looks ready to rumble. Our hero is taken aback, looking at the colossal beast and exclaiming in shock. What, isn't that the Demon King? Well, that's a plot twist nobody saw coming. Surprise, surprise! It seems the Demon King has been defeated. One of our mysterious friends is congratulated on the victory, looking more confused than triumphant. With a sigh, they lament the anticlimactic finish. Is that really all it took to beat the big bad? The disappointment is real. Turns out, they had 4 more ultimate weapons prepped for this showdown. If they'd known it'd be this easy, they would have gone all out from the start. Left hanging with those unused weapons, a shrug of anyway seems to conclude the whole ordeal. Sometimes, epic plans just don't go as planned. The scene opens with a mysterious figure, shadowed by the night, ready to make someone stick to their word. It's like his saying, pay up, or pack up. In a not-so-subtle twist, we see stacks of gold bars, shining brighter than a disco ball. Someone's about to be rich, or maybe just slightly less broke. A chuckle echoes through the room, followed by a sinister giggle. Whoever this is, they clearly have a thing for shiny objects. With a laugh that could rival a supervillain's, the mysterious character is basking in the golden glow. It's payday, baby! Dreaming of a chill life back on Earth, the figure is already planning a life of leisure, sipping piña coladas by the beach. But first, there's business to finish. A new face enters the scene, confirming the preparations. There's a hint of tension in the air, as if they're saying, are you sure about this, dude? The cloaked figure isn't one for delays. He's ready to bounce, leaving behind any drama. You wouldn't miss me anyway, he seems to tease. With a flick of his wrist, enough with the small talk, says our main guy, Ji-yuk, as he stands ready to be sent back to his own time. Meanwhile, the mysterious figure holding the glowing orb of destiny simply responds with a weary, yes. This mana crystal twisted causality, allowing Ji-yuk-nim to stay here all this time. This isn't your ordinary disco ball, folks. It's the reason Jihyuk's been chilling in this timeline, untouched by the sands of time for a whopping 30 years. That's also why you haven't aged at all over the past 30 years. Once this crystal is shattered, the causality will reverse, and you'll return to the exact moment you were brought here. It's like a magical Control-Z for life. Jihyuk ponders the crystal that's kept him young and timeless, as he gets ready to smash it like a piñata at a kid's party. I don't really get this whole causality thing, but breaking this is all I need to do, right? Jihyuk's not exactly a science whiz, but he's got the spirit. Yes, it's already at its limit, so even a slight impact will easily shatter it. It's like that one vase your mom always warned you not to touch. One gentle tap, and it's game over. Also, you must not resist the reversal of causality. You need to accept it willingly. Our mysterious friend gives Jihyuk a final piece of advice. No resistance, buddy. All right. Jihyuk's all smiles and confidence as he agrees to the terms, ready to embrace whatever comes next. Well then, I'm off. Jihyuk, with a determined look, launches into action, ready to shatter the past and leap into the future. Or is it the past again? With a dramatic flourish, Jihyuk swings his arm, and the crystal is about to meet its match. The stage is set for a mind-bending journey through time. We've met, so let's call it even and never see each other again. An enigmatic voice echoes, charged with a mix of regret and resolution. The words hang in the air like a storm cloud about to burst, surrounded by shattered light and swirling purples, hinting at a history that might be better left behind. As the echoes of that dramatic farewell fade, we delve deeper into an abyss of darkness. Purple mist curls like smoke from a smoldering fire, and jagged shards of light punctuate the void. It's like stepping into the Twilight Zone, leaving us curious and a bit spooked. I'm back! Woohoo! Our protagonist bursts into the room, arms wide open, clearly thrilled to be back in his own space. He's lying on the floor, basking in the comfort of home, like someone who just finished a long road trip and is finally back to their cozy couch. A mysterious black cloak is spotted lying on the table, hinting at some serious business or perhaps an eventful journey. This dude is definitely not your average Joe. The scene shifts to a serene space, introducing us to a new vibe. It's calm and quiet, a perfect setting for someone who's ready to unwind. The first thing I wanted to do when I got back was, well, it's snack time. Our hero has a packet of chips in hand, setting the stage for some munchies. He's clearly got his priorities straight. First, I'll buy myself some kimchi fried rice and kimchi stew, and after that, it's all about the food here. He's got a whole menu planned out, and hey, who wouldn't after a long trip? Sigh. I've got nothing but time and money now, so I'll take my time figuring things out. Our man here is contemplating life, sitting cross-legged on the floor, pondering his next move with his trusty bag of chips beside him. For now, let's check the stuff I brought back with me. With a mischievous grin, has ready to unveil the treasures he brought back. What could it be? Reaching into a mysterious portal, our protagonist is about to pull out something intriguing. But then he pauses, raising an eyebrow in curiosity. What's going on? Something's not quite right as he peers into the portal. It's a classic Houston, we have a problem moment. He's kneeling, face hidden in the portal, and it's a cliffhanger moment. What's happening in that dark abyss? The suspense is real. Huh? Our protagonist seems completely thrown off by something unexpected. There's a tiny bird in the corner of the page, adding a whimsical touch to the confusion. It's a heart-wrenching moment as he realizes his gold bars and jewels are gone. Those shiny treasures are probably worth a small country's GDP. As if losing his bling wasn't enough, he mourns the loss of his undead army. Nothing screams bad day like losing your personal zombie horde. Glittering jewels spill from an open chest, promising enough cash to make a dragon drool. Seems like this was meant to be his retirement fund. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. A massive, ominous figure with a fearsome appearance looms over what seems to be an army of dark figures. Looks like his retirement fund had some serious firepower backing it up. A shadowy figure with a red eye lurks in the darkness, with ominous purple hues swirling around. This is no ordinary Monday morning for sure. Our protagonist, with dark hair and a shirt that screams, "I just woke up," looks utterly bewildered. He's clutching his face in disbelief, clearly having one of those "where in the world am I" moments. has landed in a place called Seron. Not exactly his planned vacation spot, judging by his expression, and he's just starting to piece things together. Standing amidst a glowing circle, our hero takes in the unfamiliar surroundings. A mysterious figure in a hooded robe stands before him, possibly the welcome committee of this odd place. A shadowy figure with obscured features stands in front of him, surrounded by the same mysterious purple glow. The suspense is real, folks. Out of nowhere, our main dude pops up in this totally alien place, full of ruins and mysterious folks in hoods. He's all like, "What the heck is this place?" And bam! He finds out he's in something called the Seron continent. Talk about getting lost. Zoom in on the eyes of our confused hero. He's trying to wrap his head around where he landed. It's like waking up after a wild party and having no clue where you are. The struggle is real. After everything he's been through, surviving all sorts of craziness, he can't believe he's stuck in this weird situation. He's like, what is all this nonsense? Honestly, who wouldn't be a little ticked off right now? Meet Ji-hyuk Nim, not your average dude. He's chilling in a room filled with books, looking like he's been through some serious stuff. As he flips through a book, he seems ready to throw hands with the next person who crosses him. Enter the white-haired guy, probably regretting his life choices as Ji-hyuk Nim snaps at him. He's like, "Did you just say what I think you said?" Clearly, Ji-hyuk Nim is not in the mood for any shenanigans. He's had enough of this bookish nonsense. The white-haired dude gets a surprise book to the face. Ji-hyuk Nim is done with reading this garbage. It's like when you get a terrible book recommendation and just can't deal anymore. Cue the dramatic eek from the white-haired guy. Flashback time. Ji-hyuk Nim remembers the epic battles he's fought through. Swords, shields, and some serious action. This dude's been in the thick of it. It's a reminder of all the hardship he's overcome. Our white-haired friend is back, trying to give Ji-hyuk Nim a heads up about some danger. But Ji-hyuk Nim is like, "Are you for real, bro? Don't tell me what to do." Flames of irritation surround him, making it clear he's not one to mess with. The white-haired guy quickly backtracks, apologizing profusely. Has probably thinking, "Oops, my bad. Better to play it safe when Ji-hyuk Nim is in this kind of mood." Walking through a busy market, a child with his face blurred points out a strange-smelling man to his mom. The mom, looking concerned, tells him to stay quiet. Meanwhile, a mysterious dark-haired dude with a shadowy vibe is just strolling along, probably thinking, "Mind your business, kid." A close-up of the mysterious guy reveals his annoyance as he mutters, "Tsk," clearly unimpressed by the kid's commentary. It's like he's thinking, "Not another one of these days." Our shadowy figure is seen pondering as he asks someone named Teros how long it's been since he arrived here. With a brooding look and a hand on his face, he's clearly in deep thought. Teros, an older fellow with a flashy mustache and slick silver hair, excitedly announces that it's been a whopping 25 years. His eyes wide with excitement, like he's been waiting for this day forever. The atmosphere shifts dramatically. The dark-haired man seems to have been waiting for this day for a very long time. The tension is high, and something big is about to go down. Things get intense as our man is visibly upset, accusing someone of stabbing him in the back. The betrayal is real, and he's not holding back his anger. He's now in a different setting, probably his apartment, lamenting the loss of his retirement fund. With his hands on his head, he's in full-on crisis mode. Retirement plans have just gone up in smoke. The room is filled with his cries of frustration. He's sprawled on the floor, his future looking bleak without that retirement fund. It's a hard-knock life, folks. He shouts in rage, calling out Teros for betraying him. The anger is palpable, and a blinding blue lightning bolt streaks through the darkness, leaving a trail of crackling energy in its wake. It's like someone cranked up the voltage to max. Our main character, a sharp-eyed young man with dark hair, is caught off guard. His expression screams, "What the heck was that?" as he processes the unexpected event. He wonders to himself, a mana wave. This guy's clearly not new to the world of magical shenanigans. His thoughts continue. From Earth? Now that's a curveball. Seems like this isn't your average Tuesday afternoon. As the scene shifts, we see a typical city street bustling with people. Everyone's just minding their business, probably thinking about lunch or the next episode of their favorite drama. The camera pans out to show the city skyline, And there it is again, that eerie blue energy crackling through the air. Something big's about to go down. Whoa, talk about a bad hair day for the city. A massive tear rips open the sky, pouring chaos into the streets below. People are running, trying to figure out what's happening. One brave or maybe just really confused soul steps forward, trying to make sense of the madness. With a mix of fear and disbelief, our mysterious onlooker wonders what on a chaotic scene unfolds in the city as screams fill the air. A man, with his face blurred, runs frantically, yelling, "Ah!" as the crowd around him is in a frenzy. The urgency heightens as the same man shouts, "Run for your lives!" while his feet pound against the pavement, trying to escape whatever terror looms. As panic ensues, a close-up reveals our protagonist's wide-eyed shock, capturing his disbelief at the unfolding chaos. In the sky, ominous silhouettes of dragon-like creatures soar, their presence marked by deafening roars and a sense of impending doom. Standing amidst the destruction, our protagonist faces the bizarre reality, exclaiming, "What the hell is this?" as the creatures wreak havoc above. Amidst the chaos, dust and debris swirl around, highlighting the intensity of the situation. Still bewildered, he questions, "Why is something like that on Earth?" as one of the monstrous creatures lets out a ferocious roar. Finally, in frustration, he curses, "Teros, you bastard! Where the hell did you send me?" as he tries to make sense of his otherworldly predicament. I need to get out of here fast, before something troublesome happens. Our main guy's got that sixth sense tingling. He's in the bustling city, trying to make a quick exit. Our dude's eyes go wide, something's definitely up. A kid hits the pavement hard with a yelp. The vibes just got real spooky. Whoa, hold your horses. A beast straight out of a nightmare descends upon the scene, eyes glowing like a Christmas tree. The kid's on his knees, looking like he's just seen his life flash before his eyes. And there it is, the monster's roar shakes the air, sending chills down everyone's spine. Our young boy's shaking, eyes welled up with tears. He's seen better days. Over to our main guy, who can't help but notice the chaos. He's sweating bullets, realizing he can't stay hidden forever. Trying to stay out of sight? Not today, buddy. That mysterious glow wrapping around his hand suggests he's about to step into the spotlight. Meet our protagonist with piercing blue eyes, vowing that whatever these mysterious things are, if they mess with his retirement plans, they'll be paying the price. Someone's got their priorities straight, right? A loudspeaker announcement echoes, "Civilians, please evacuate." Looks like things are getting intense. Action time. A shadowy figure leaps into the fray. Things are heating up as the city descends into chaos. Our hero steps into the light, surveying the chaos around him. He seems calm, or maybe just a bit annoyed. This guy is a man on a mission. He's got that determined look as he readies his weapon, making sure the civilians behind him are safe. Amidst all the chaos, a voice checks in. "Are you okay?" A little concern goes a long way during monster attacks. "Hurry up, folks." Another urgent shout for evacuation rings out. Our hero seems a bit confused by all the urgency. People are starting to move. A kid with a blurred face and an adult are seen. Time to hustle. Emergency response team is on the scene. Quickly subdue the monsters. The city's got a real monster problem today. A lone warrior stands tall on the edge of a building, gripping a massive sword. Dragons are flying in the background, and the city is ablaze. It's like the guy just stepped out of an epic fantasy novel, ready to slay anything in his path. The scene shifts to another part of the battlefield. An archer, cool and composed, takes aim at one of the creatures. Meanwhile, another figure is floating, possibly mid-attack or using some kind of power, and someone is shouting, "What the heck is going on?" Clearly, it's a hot mess down there. Our sword-wielding friend from earlier is now seen from behind. He's facing the chaos head-on, with dragons looming ominously above the cityscape. This is either bravery or a serious lapse in judgment, folks. Elsewhere, a bespectacled warrior is seen activating a magical device on his weapon, creating a shield to deflect a fiery blast. The city is not the best place for a barbecue, but it seems like they don't have a choice. An arrow is let loose by the archer, soaring through the chaos with deadly precision. Meanwhile, our heroic sword guy is unleashing some kind of powerful energy blast. It's like a fireworks show, but with more life-threatening consequences. The aftermath of the blast is chaotic, with debris and smoke clouding the scene. The intensity of the battle is palpable, and there's no telling who's winning. Maybe it's time to call in sick. A thought bubble emerges amidst the chaos, pondering the existence of people with such power on Earth. It's like running into superheroes at your local grocery store, mind-blowing and totally unexpected. Another thought surfaces, comparing these powerful figures to those from the Saron continent. Clearly, Earth has got some serious competition in the power department. The scene shows a man looking up at the sky where a dragon is about to attack. There's a warning to be careful, which is probably the understatement of the century, considering the circumstances. Our bespectacled hero is caught in action again, this time with his weapon glowing fiercely. He's giving it his all, and it's clear this battle is far from over. Our blurry-faced mystery guy finds himself in a bit of a hot spot as an explosive projectile comes flying his way. Looks like someone's not here to play nice. Meanwhile, another dude seems to be taking a leisurely stroll away from the chaos, fiery explosions making for quite the dramatic backdrop. He chuckles like has just heard the best joke ever, saying has fulfilled a promise to someone named Jihyuk Nim. And who do we have here? A silver-haired figure gives a thumbs up amidst the fiery chaos. Maybe he's saying, "Good job, mate," or perhaps just enjoying the show. Back to our first guy, who's now facing the explosive scene head-on, scratching his head and wondering, where the heck am I? Turns out, he's got a bone to pick with someone named Teros. "Teros, you bastard," he yells, clearly not a fan of wherever he's ended up. And wrapping things up, we have a shout-out to the folks behind the scenes, the translators, editors, and more, ensuring we get to enjoy this fiery tale in all. Let's dive into the intriguing world of how a catastrophic necromancer retires. We start with a mysterious figure, clearly a night owl, tapping away on a keyboard under the glow of dual computer screens. What are they up to? Something tells me it's more than just checking emails. Our shadowy character is revealed, or at least partially. Their face is blurred, but you can sense the contemplation in the air. They've been doing some serious thinking or maybe plotting. Who knows? After some intense research, our protagonist confirms the obvious. Yup, they're on Earth, the same old Earth they remember. But plot twist, this Earth is now home to gates, monsters, and a bunch of super folks known as Awakened. Sounds like a whole new level of chaos. These gates are game changers, and not in a good way. Since their appearance, people have been leveling up with some pretty wild abilities. They call these powered-up folks Awakened. Talk about a glow-up. Okay, flashback time. Our mysterious friend recalls a place called Saron and a guy named Teros, who was chatting about causality. Definitely not small talk material. It seems like our hero has a lot on their mind. But hang on, there's a real bummer here. Our protagonist's retirement plans? Absolutely trashed. That dream of living large and chilling? Gone. And with a quick glance at their bank account, reality hits hard. With a simple, "Damn it," our protagonist is left staring at their phone, probably wishing they could undo a few things. Retirement may be a pipe dream for now, but something tells me they're about to embark on one hell of an adventure. Our main dude is sitting in front of a computer, looking all worried. He's like, "Man, do I really gotta stress about cash at my age?" Mentally, he's feeling like he's in his 60s. He's thinking about making some quick bucks. If he registers as an Awakened and starts hunting in those gates, money might flow like a river. But then he makes a face like he's just bitten into a lemon and goes, "Nah, I ain't feeling it." Has got some magic tricks up his sleeve, like getting skeletons to do his bidding. But he's got another problem on his mind. It's the best plan, but there's always a but. Our guy ponders how folks would react to his undead friends. He's probably thinking, will they run away screaming or just faint on the spot? Cut to another scene, and there's another dude saying, "This is new." They're all looking at something, probably Mr. Magic's skeleton show. A bunch of lab coat-wearing folks are like, "Whoa, summoning magic like this? Never seen it before." It's like they've just seen a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat for the first time. The verdict from the onlookers? Not bad. Seems like Mr. Magic's show was a hit, even with the science crowd. Alright, so we got this scientist dude, all suited up in his lab coat, holding a bat like he's about to hit a home run. He casually mentions the next test is all about combat power and tells someone to take a swing at him. What a daredevil. Now, out of nowhere, a skeleton just pops up. And no, it's not Halloween yet. The scientist is standing there with his bat, looking ready to take on this bony apparition. The scientist, with a swing that would make Babe Ruth proud, takes a mighty swing, but the skeleton's just there, not even flinching. Oops, the bat lands a blow on the skeleton and our bony friend is sent flying. But hey, who's counting home runs here? As the skeleton lands, one of the other scientists, sporting glasses and looking all official, mentions how the performance was kind of weak. Ouch, harsh critics in the house. Mr. Batswinger agrees, nodding away. They decide the test was good enough and plan to chat about it in the meeting room. Before the meeting, the scientist mentions a quick discussion, and the other one agrees. But, plot twist, there's someone with some next-level hearing skills listening in. It's new and interesting, but isn't the ability kind of underwhelming? Its durability is low, and its combat performance isn't great. It's still rare, but not very practical. F rank seems appropriate. Let's classify it as F rank. Han Ji-hyuk receives his F rank identification card, but he doesn't seem too bothered. Instead, he prepares for his next move. With a blurred face under the sun, Han Ji-hyuk stands ready to face the day. All right, time to make some money. Han Ji-hyuk, despite his F rank, is motivated to hustle and make a living. The title card appears, introducing us to the world of necromancy. A brief explanation of how necromancers use their mana to animate undead monsters, injecting willpower into them. In a dark and mysterious setting, a necromancer demonstrates their power by animating a skeleton with a wave of their hand. The cloaked figure, exuding an air of mystery, stands before an army of skeletons, has got this purple mana flowing, trying to summon more, but alas, even magic's got its limits, fam. His voice echoes with a vibe of frustration about the restrictions of this method. The scene takes a psychedelic turn as he hints at a new method, teasing us with the promise of more epic tricks up his sleeve. A white space, a blank canvas for possibilities, perhaps? Enter the Brawn, a massive orc-like dude with a whole lot of attitude, surrounded by a posse of skeletal homies. It's about to get wild. Things go from zero to crazy real quick as the orc screams, unleashing a green laser-like attack from his mouth. Somebody's got a spicy breath! The skeletal squad ain't having it, though. They take the hit, glowing with a green aura, standing tall and unfazed. These bones ain't brittle. Our mysterious observer, Mr. Blurred Face, is all like, "What? It can attack like that?" Clearly, nobody clued him in on the undead's party tricks. Time for some next-level strategy. Mr. Blurred Face goes full-on tactical mode, touching a glowing magic circle, and it's all about dodging and blocking with precision. He's got this down to a science. And if dodging fails, he's got a backup plan, because who doesn't love a good backup plan? Blocking, dodging, rinse and repeat. It's like a dance, but with more magic and less rhythm. Behold, the power of the macro system, a flashy name for a flashy tactic. Mr. Blurred Face is pre-programming algorithms like a tech wizard, making sure the undead move like a well-oiled machine. He spills the beans on his secret sauce, pre-programming algorithms into the undead. Who knew necromancy had so much in common with coding? These skeletons are ready to respond automatically like they're living in a video game. Alright, so here's the lowdown. Our hero is hanging out with a bunch of skeletons, explaining the ins and outs of how he controls his minions. It's kinda like programming, he says, which sounds super fancy for skeleton manipulation, right? Now, things are getting spicy. Our mysterious dude sends his pixelated minions into battle with a simple attack command. The numbers fly as the goblin opponent takes damage. Man, those minions are on fire! The protagonist, with his face all blurred out for dramatic effect, is like, I can't believe I'm back to this. Seems like he's no stranger to this whole skeleton programming gig. He's throwing out some techie lingo, comparing his skills to programming a computer. We get a peek into his mind with a shopping analogy. Buy a carton of milk, and if there are eggs, get 6. Turns out those pesky bugs in his commands are like ending up with 6 cartons of milk. Classic mix-up. Back in the day on Ceron continent, this guy was the macro kingpin, perfecting his skills over 30 years. But of course, life isn't that easy now, and he's lamenting over his lost macros. Has shaking his fist at some dude named Teros. Apparently, if it weren't for Teros, he'd be sipping margaritas on a beach with his retirement funds. Classic villain move. Our hero lets out a big ol' sigh, wondering what's the point of complaining. He knows he's got to make the best of his situation, and that means setting up a new basic system. Time to put those skills to work. He's been hunting for 4 hours, and it's time to call it a day. He's exhausted, but ready to head back and maybe chill for a bit. The scene opens with a shadowy atmosphere on a cobbled street, where a mysterious figure steps confidently forward, his foot striking the ground with purpose. The air around him seems to shimmer with energy, hinting at something extraordinary. Observing from a distance, some bystanders exchange whispers, trying to confirm if the man walking by is indeed that guy. Their curiosity is piqued as they watch him advance. Amidst the onlookers, a group of individuals, some armored, murmur in agreement, acknowledging his presence. They're intrigued by the crowd following him, despite his rumored weakness. Though he is classified as F rank, whispers of his ridiculous weakness seem to contradict the attention he commands, suggesting there's more to his story. As the mysterious figure, dressed in casual yet stylish attire, strides through the street, has flanked by eerie skeleton-like minions, moving with a silent yet formidable presence. Upon arriving at his destination, the mysterious figure is greeted by an excited individual who seems delighted to see him, as if they'd been waiting for this moment. A burly character, muscular and strong, praises the mysterious figure for his impressive haul, acknowledging the significant amount he's managed to bring in. The scene shifts to a lively street where the collected creatures are lined up. The burly character, without needing to verify, is confident in the count, offering to quickly chillin' outside. Our mysterious dude in a sharp black jacket gets hit with some financial news. After taxes, the total comes to a whopping 2,000 korwaludyus. Talk about breaking the bank. The cash is transferred faster than you can say cha-ching. And with a polite thank you, the mystery man checks his phone, probably wishing for a vacation. Retirement. Ha! More like a distant dream for our buddy here. But hey, he's grateful and sends off a cheerful ting, please come again. Reflecting on life, he thinks it's better to stay low-key rather than becoming a superstar and getting too much heat. Just gotta survive and tweak those macros, baby. Eyeing someone else, he figures they've got it easy with all those summons. Porter? Who needs one with a squad like that? Turns out, 30,000 crowats per hour for a porter seems like daylight robbery. Even with hazard pay, how many folks actually bite the dust in these low-level gates? Why not team up with him then? Nah, summoners ain't about that life. They claim their styles just don't vibe. As the scene shifts, we see the mysterious guy's foot striding. Hey folks, we find ourselves amidst a lively interaction. Two adventurers are caught off guard by our smooth-talking hero, who nonchalantly brushes off their surprise with a casual apology. He's got that sorry, not sorry vibe going on. With a quick change of topic, he addresses the real issue at hand. His keen eyes and earnest expression suggest he's more than just a pretty face. Without missing a beat, he inquires if they might need a porter. You can see the gears turning in his mind, already 2 steps ahead. The adventurers, still a bit taken aback, echo his question. A porter? It's clear they weren't expecting this turn of events. But guess what? They were actually about to hire one. Talk about timing, right? With an enthusiastic handshake, our mysterious protagonist seals the deal. He pitches himself as a brand new porter, ready to roll. Adding a cherry on top, he mentions a grand opening event, offering his services for free. Now that's what I call a sweet deal. As we pan out, we get a peek behind the scenes at Reset Scans, with a shout-out for some recruitment and special thanks to their patrons. It's like the business idea I came up with. It's absolutely genius. Sounds like the beginning of every ambitious entrepreneur's story, right? But wait until you see the explosive entrance this one makes. Boom! Talk about a fiery start to a business venture. Something blazing hot just hit the scene, and it's absolutely genius. This isn't your average PowerPoint presentation, folks. Amidst the chaos, we catch a glimpse of a mysterious figure with a face that's only a mother could love. He seems caught in the crossfire, possibly regretting his life choices. What did he get himself into? Things are getting intense. Our mysterious figure is now in a world of pain, and it seems arrows are flying faster than a Black Friday sale. A gleaming blade slices through the air with the precision of a sushi chef. Clearly, someone is bringing a knife to this business meeting, and it's not to cut cake. And here we see the blurred face of our warrior, who seems to be the catalyst behind this dramatic showdown. With armor that screams, "I'm here to win," our hero is ready for action. With a swift and decisive move, the mysterious figure hits the ground. It's clear that this business meeting just turned into a hostile takeover. So, what exactly is this business idea? With all the explosions and action, one might wonder what kind of venture needs this much drama. Finally, we have a hint. A hand firmly grasps the head of the fallen figure, and we hear, "This is super convenient, right?" Clearly, this business isn't about convenience store chains. Standing in a dimly lit room, three characters are marveling at an impressive skeletal contraption. The excitement is real as one of them exclaims, "Wow, this is amazing. It holds more than I expected." Introducing the Skeleton Porter MK2. This eco-friendly, non-stop workhorse is designed to use skeletons as porters, though it still needs a bit of refinement. A character explains that the Skeleton Porter is not only eco-friendly, but it also doesn't need fuel and never gets tired. Sounds like a lazy person's dream come true, right? Then, a new character appears with a proposal. How about 30,000 won per hour? Clearly, he's got some entrepreneurial spirit. One character argues that the Skeleton Porter is equivalent to 3 human porters, so 30,000 won an hour is just a third of the cost, right? Seems like a fair deal. Another character agrees, saying, "Sounds reasonable, doesn't it?" He adds a little business pitch. "Haha, so make sure to spread the word. I can give you a special discount." Then we see a character laughing. "Ha ha ha! You're less of an awakened and more of a businessman." Clearly, he's impressed by the sales tactics. Finally, we get a glimpse of the character reflecting, "It's not hard to be a businessman." With that determined look, it's clear his on to earning money easily is the best. In the midst of a buzzing market, a girl stands out like a unicorn in a sea of horses. She's selling something intriguing, with skeletons lined up like they're waiting for a concert. Our laid-back dude is sitting comfortably, enjoying his drink with the chill vibes of a Sunday afternoon. Meanwhile, a customer walks in, asking for 2 MK2s, adding to the buzz. The girl, surrounded by curious folks, starts showing off some serious magic skills. Her mystical aura is as captivating as a cat video on the internet. Suddenly, the focus shifts. The girl ponders over the mysterious dude who appeared out of nowhere. To explain this mystery man, we need to rewind back into the gate, where it all began. The journey to perfect the Skeleton Porter MK2's macro system was no walk in the park. Our guy was knee-deep into it. Our protagonist, grumbling like a teenager forced to do chores, swears to never come back once his work is done. But then something unexpected happened. Deep in the dungeon, things are smelling fishy, literally and figuratively. A couple of skeletons, looking like they've just walked out of a Halloween party, are on high alert. It seems like there's trouble brewing in this spooky setting. Our hero, with a face full of curiosity and concern, spots a body on the ground. He's wondering if the poor soul is already toast. He's got that look that says, "This is going to be more complicated than my last relationship." He's decided, getting involved is just going to be a major hassle. So, like any sensible person, he's thinking of pretending he didn't see a thing. The skeletons seem to be on board with this ignore and move on plan. With a sigh that could deflate a balloon, he advises his skeletal buddies not to get tangled up in this mess. But you can tell there's a tiny voice in his head saying, "You know you're gonna look, right?" Standing alone in the dimly lit corridor, he's having a moment of reflection. Why can't he just walk away from chaos and live a stress-free life? It's the age-old question that every protagonist asks. As he gazes down the corridor, he's still wrestling with the idea of just minding his own business. But you can bet there's a part of him itching for some action. Let's see how long he can resist the call of adventure. Surrounded by mystical symbols, our character muses, "Well, I do need another part-timer." The allure of magic and the mundane mix as they consider staffing a stall. I can just have them stand at the stall while I'm selling. They think, but the worry creeps in. But how did it end up like this? With a somber expression, they admit, "Sorry for relying on you so much." A sense of guilt mingles with the magical aura. Inside a cozy room, a concerned brother stands beside his sister, offering, "You don't have to push yourself so hard, sis. If things get bad, I can take a part-time job too." The sister questions, What kind of part-time work can a student do? Her skepticism is evident despite the brother's resolve. Confidently, she reassures, "Don't worry about me. I'm awakened after all." Her determination shines through as she promises to contribute the part-timer's wages to the family. A new scene unfolds with a serious tone as a character states, "It's better than dying like this." The gravity of the situation is palpable. Amidst shadows, a desperate plea echoes, "Please save me," signaling a dire predicament. On the ground, a familiar face exclaims, "Ah, you're filthy," as they reach out, illustrating the harsh reality they face. With a stern expression, another character advises, "This is why you should stop acting so tough," reminding us of the delicate balance between bravery and recklessness. Two dudes are chilling in what looks like a dungeon. The younger one nervously asks, "Hyung, what do we do now?" Clearly, things are getting a bit dicey. The older guy ain't having it. He snaps back, "Brat, what do you mean what to do? Just leave her here. What else can we do?" "Oof, that's cold, man." As the younger one reluctantly agrees, a hand reaches out, accompanied by a weak voice pleading, "Ooh, please save me." The tension's rising. The plea continues, "Please, save me," as the two figures stand their ground. It seems like they're abandoning someone in need. The cries for help persist. Please save me," as the scene zooms out, showing the isolated figures in the shadowy setting. A voice breaks the silence, filled with disappointment. How disappointing to get betrayed by such a bunch of trash like them. The betrayal vibes are strong here. A mysterious hand glows with power, as if preparing for something significant. "Well, let's work together from now on," suggests a new, unexpected alliance. A new character steps into the light, introducing herself as Han Seo-ah. Han Seo-ah is revealed to be an F-ranked under a backdrop of polka dots, a character with striking purple eyes and long white hair, dressed in a black and white ensemble, looks puzzled at the blurred figure, who casually drops a "Yeah. You." The mystery deepens with a simple question mark hovering above her head. Business is booming, and our protagonist's new part-timer is on the grind, making that dough roll in. But hey, life's never that simple, right? There's a problem on the horizon. With a scenic view under the sun, our purple-eyed character seems lost in thought about how to deal with the folks responsible for Han Seo-ah's demise. The plot thickens as she ponders her next move. Our mysterious protagonist, with slick black hair and a sharp gaze, sips on a drink, perhaps contemplating life, the universe, and everything in between. With a thoughtful, our blurred-faced character seems to be mulling over something significant while enjoying a beverage. What could be brewing in that mind? Ah, the age-old dilemma. Sometimes getting involved is just a buzzkill. Our protagonist decides maybe it's best to let it slide, watching the serene cityscape. Skeletons. Skeletons everywhere, but not enough to spare. Our protagonist is running low, and it seems like this is a big deal for them. What's the plan here? Every gate's got its limit, and our hero seems to have hit it. Time to weigh the options and figure out the next step. Decisions. Should Seo-ah be left behind as our protagonist considers moving on to another gate? Choices, folks. Under the bright blue sky, we see a character contemplating with the words, "Well, let's observe a bit more and decide later." He then casually excuses himself. "I'll be back. I'm just heading to the bathroom." A calm yet tense atmosphere fills the scene as a backpack rests against a backdrop of open skies and distant buildings. Three characters stand in the sunlight, one of them expressing their frustration. "Ah, this is so frustrating." A close-up shot reveals a character with a tight-lipped expression, arms crossed, clearly deep in thought. Discussing the current situation, a character laments, "Everyone's using those skeletons, and no one's hiring porters anymore." Before suggesting to another character, Chansu, "Should we just move to another gate?" A character with a hint of hesitation acknowledges, "This one is the closest, though." With a spark of an idea, another character proposes, "Or what if we try making a request?" All the while, a voice of reason echoes, "That person doesn't seem bad." Curiosity piqued, a character questions, "What kind of request?" Followed by an ellipsis-filled pause, as the plan to ask others to limit their stock for business unfolds. The scene wraps up with a character's blurred face exclaiming, "Seriously," in a tone that suggests disbelief or sarcasm. The scene opens up with a mysterious character dressed in a sharp black outfit, sitting at a desk with an air of authority. They're contemplating the logistics challenge. Switching gates isn't a magic fix. The skeleton porters are still rolling in stock like a boss, even after lending out everything. That's a hustle. In the next moment, we see someone snapping a photo of a skeleton with a phone. Talk about creepy vibes. But the real deal is the expansion plans. These porters are ready to conquer the gates like some kind of bone crusaders. Amidst all this, someone questions how long they'll keep getting pushed around. There's tension in the air, folks. A group of people stand together, looking serious. One of them finally gets some props for making sense. It's about time someone has their head on straight. A dramatic close-up of a character's face, beads of sweat rolling down as they hear a name, Kim Yong-gi. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. A couple of guys are standing, looking quite dapper in their uniforms. Must be the guys who know a thing or two about action. The plot thickens as someone points out the awakened one in the distance. An F-rank summoner selling his summons as porters? That's some next-level gig economy. The air is thick with tension as someone warns against messing with an awakened. Are they nuts or just really brave? We'll see. Finally, a character firmly dismisses the idea of picking a fight with an awakened. Smart move. No matter how low they rank, those folks have powers, man. But do you really think I'm doing this without a plan? The mysterious figure asks, radiating confidence. He's got awakened friends backing him up, so he suggests they just need to follow him. Sounds like a sweet deal, right? The proposition is met with skepticism. Competing at 10,001 an hour isn't the fairest game in town, and it seems someone broke the rules first. Negotiation might be the answer, but guarantees, not so much. Chansu, I'm sorry, but we're giving Kim Yong-gi a shot. With that, the mysterious figure warns his friends are on their way. Nevertheless, there's an open invitation to join them if they change their minds. Still, something feels off, and not everyone is Alright, so we have our hero here, looking all serious. He's thinking, that person is going to be in danger. Should I secretly pass them a note to warn them? Classic conundrum, right? To note or not to note, that is the question. Next, we zoom out to a men's restroom. Oh, the plot thickens. What's going on here? Is this where the secret note exchange is happening? The suspense is real. A mysterious swoosh and the words, "Oh wow," appear. Seems like something unexpected just happened. Maybe the note flew away, who knows? Our protagonist is now wide-eyed, looking like he's just seen a ghost. Then, a voice chimes in. You're trying to warn me? Ah, so the cat's out of the bag! Enter the friend. We've got a new face in the scene, with sleek black hair and sharp eyes. They seem to be having a conversation with our hero. What could they be plotting? Here's a friendly face, grinning away. He's wearing a casual jacket over a t-shirt, looking all chill. Definitely not the face of someone who's just been warned of danger, huh? The friend with dark hair is still in the scene, seemingly reflecting on the situation. This friend, he thinks, could there be a bromance brewing? Finally, the dark-haired friend concludes, I kinda like him. Aw, isn't that sweet? Looks like a budding friendship, or maybe more. Who's to say?